Hi everyone, welcome to Email Picks. Today, I'd like to share something a little different from usual. So last week, one of our viewers, I'll call him Shun, he messaged me and asked if I could give any tips on how to prepare for the speaking part of an English proficiency test. Now, the only English test I've taken in my life is TOEFL. I remember it was actually not an easy test. I took it early in the morning and I was very sleepy. But I had to wake myself up when I saw the questions because they were really difficult. And looking at Shun's message, it seems like he's also going to take a very difficult test. So I want to help him. Now, this is the speaking test question he gave me as an example. I'll read this for you. With the low birth rate, will Japanese society face a crisis in the future? So Shun wants me to give advice on how to answer this kind of question and also demonstrate an answer. So let me first give the advice. Now there are 2 points that I'd like to talk about. First of all, the testers do not expect you to give the correct answer. They don't expect you to give any innovative or brilliant idea in your answers. Because is everyone who takes an English test an expert in social issues? Does everyone know very well about birth rates? No. So you can only answer using your own knowledge that you have right now. So your ideas can be terribly wrong, but that's okay. So don't be afraid to express your own opinions. That's my first point. Now let me talk about my second point. Of course it will help if you can use English vocabulary and grammar very well and speak naturally and fluently. But these are things that take time to improve, right? If you want to improve your English in these areas, you need to read and listen to a variety of things in English, and you need to speak with a variety of people in English very often and for a long time. But there is one thing you can immediately do to improve your answers. You can give an easy-to-follow talk by speaking in this order. Let me go over this for you. So first, give your main point. Make your main point very clear. Second, support your main point with examples or details. And third, give a conclusion. But most English tests have a time limit to your answers, right? So many times you may not be able to reach your conclusion in time. But that's okay, as long as you give a clear logical flow and it sounds like your speech will have a nice ending at the end if you had more time. So now, let me demonstrate my answer using this speaking style, okay? So this is the question again. With the low birth rate, will Japanese society reach a crisis in the future? So here's my answer under 60 seconds. Will Japanese society face a crisis in the future? I think no. Earthquakes and tsunamis cause major destruction overnight. But the low birth rate causes gradual destruction. Human beings cannot do anything about natural disasters, but we can always adapt to gradual changes. Us humans are foolish enough to allow gradual destructions such as global warming and the low birth rate to occur, but we are not foolish enough to just sit there and do nothing about them. Yes, Japan will be full of elderly people in the future. However, we can use technology and other means to adapt to this gradual change. And we don't have to do everything all by ourselves. We have the whole world to cooperate with. So, we will not face a crisis in the future, as long as we continue to face the crisis now. So Shun, I hope that gives you an idea of how you want to approach your English test. And this is Email Picks, so let me summarize my point in a short email. Anyway, thank you for watching and I'll see you next time. Okay. Hi Shun, thanks for the question. There are many points that will affect the grading in your speaking test, but there's one thing you can do to make sure that your speech is crystal clear. Try speaking in this order. Number 1, make your main point clear. Number 2, support your main point with details or examples. Number 3, give a conclusion. Good luck with your test. Kyota. Okay. Thank you for watching, and if you liked what you saw, Please check out my previous videos.
That's right, and don't forget to give our videos some likes and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already.
And check out some of our other videos like Justin's Bizmates for Beginners and my words and phrases.
Alright, so thank you for watching. Bye.
Bye.